Yeah, it is actually. So yeah, let's get that up. Obviously, make sure my screen has been shared with you lot. Let's go here. Um, Tomiyasu needs surgery. Of course, you saw what happened to him. You saw what happened to him. Of course, you're gonna need surgery after they've had to deal with you like that. But yeah, if we look at the game, people, from a tactical point of view, again, the biggest disappointment is that we conceded. The biggest disappointment for me is not only that we conceded and we didn't get the clean sheet, but we conceded from a set piece. And also, I think we scored in the 55th minute. They scored in the 62nd. And I do think game management, especially in the last half an hour, is an issue of ours. There was a bit of complacency, really, and it's fine margins. You know, you might, if you are to win the league title, you might have to beat City, as impossible as it is, on goal difference. How do you do that? By scoring goals and keeping clean sheets. So they're the ways for improvement. And I do think, in a nice way, a couple of players were a bit greedy yesterday. Like, even though Saka got 2 goals and an assist, I think at times he forced the issue a bit too much. Odegaard the same. But I almost like that, because it means you're more confident that you can bag 3 points, 4 goals, 3 points going into the international break, beating Crystal Palace at first time in a while at home. Took care of business. No managerial bounce, no charity FC like with Everton. I'm a happy man. Obviously, I think a big part of Crystal Palace was their inability to clear their lines. You know, a lot of the times we was having sustained pressure, and it's not that our moves were breaking down, but they were living to fight another day. They weren't clearing their lines. If you remember in the build-up, people, Xhaka's put a ball in. It's whistle past Trossard. This is the first one. It's whistle past Trossard. The same goes for Odegaard, who's tried to do some backheel thing. It's gone all the way out wide to Bukayo Saka, and actually Zaha hasn't done well enough. Actually, Zaha, for when Benjamin White nicked it off him for one of the goals, and this, but yeah, it's gone out wide. Obviously, people, it's gone out wide. And if you remember, initially it's been dealt with. Saka's tried to wait one sec. Yeah, it's gone out wide. There was a phase of play. I really did enjoy that. Saka's tried to keep it alive. That move died. But I think that was a byproduct of what was going to happen, because there was near enough something identical. As I said, Crystal Palace are not clearing their lines. Benjamin White's nicked it off. Benjamin White's nicked it off Zaha. Saka's pull it across. And one thing again, not to scale. One thing I liked about Martinelli's goal, and one thing I like about Martinelli's proactive. Ward switched off as a fullback. You can't afford to do that against one of the top teams this season in the Prem. Martinelli started it out wide, started outside the area. And in hindsight, a couple of balls were not cleared again from Crystal Palace perspective, and they have to be dealt with. Saka's pull it across. Martinelli's got a lot to do. I actually feel the young keeper could have done a lot better. Martinelli's taking it on his left. Ward is the primary source, but they're not defending well enough. I think Zaha and the Crystal Palace goalie were the best players from a Palace perspective on the bench, on the pitch. Sorry. Martinelli smashed it home. We're living now, isn't it? Really? Well, that's not in, but he's pulled it in, and he had a lot to do. Big up Saka for getting us. Shout to Benjamin White. But again, as I showed here, they weren't clearing their lines properly, especially in and around their box. So I'll accept that. I'm gonna have that, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. So yeah, the second, well, I think it would actually be here near enough. What have I got here? Once again, move breaks down. Crystal Palace not clearing their lines. Saka forced to keep it alive. Plays a 1-2 with White not following runners. So there we have that. Again, White nicked it off Zaha. So yeah, literally, we're doing what we're doing. We're doing what we can. Saka's kept it alive, if I can remember correctly, as well, for one of them. Again, not clearing their lines completely. This was a theme of Crystal Palace's. They're just not clearing their lines and dealing with things well enough. Really, again, White's involved. White and again, Zaha's gone out wide. So sorry, I've actually mixed up the things, people. But yeah, for the second, White's gone out wide. Zaha's gone out wide. Sorry, and they've shown why you shouldn't give Saka time and space. Simply put, play the 1-2 again with someone, and he's put it in the back of the net. I'll have that. But again, how the back five are communicating from a Crystal Palace perspective, absolutely atrocious. The third goal is what I enjoyed the best, because I think it shows Mikel Arteta's football. Again, there's no way we can go over it, but it's a sustained bit of play. There's interchanging movements all over the field. And again, there's about 15 or so, 12 to 15 passes. The one thing I like the best is Xhaka's here. Xhaka's actually here. Zinchenko's sharing for the ball. Zinchenko's picked it up. Now, while that's going on, Granit's made the run forward. Like, Granit's just made the run forward and shown why he's adapted to that role very well, and why he's got two goals in a week. Really and truly. Again, let's drop this line a lot. Let's actually exaggerate. Smash the like button. Let's exaggerate. So yeah, while that's happening, again, Zinchenko's just broken the lines. He's played Xhaka. Xhaka's played a 1-2 with Trossard. Again, not to scale. Let's force it a bit. Obviously, Trossard's giving it back to him. There's a bit of fortune with Granit because he's being clamped at this moment. But again, not clearing their lines, not following runners. You come to the Emirates, you're going to get burned doing all of that, really, really and truly. I really like the fact that Xhaka was proactive. I like the fact that it was a sustained team move. I like the fact that Trossard, Zinchenko, Saka are actually on the right-hand side, and Odegaard, everyone's probing. Everybody's not waiting for things to happen. Previous years, Arsenal players are just standing still. Everybody's making runs, whether that's to take a man with you and open up space or whatever. But this is how we're scoring these goals, really and truly. Set pieces is terrible. Again, really, you know, I did think Odegaard and Gabriel could have done better. We're doing this zonal marking thing. Obviously, as the balls come in, Slot wants it more. They pull it in the back of the net. That is where we need to do better. At least that's something from a Palace perspective from the training ground. What we need to do is obviously, you know, in terms of the zonal marking, the man marking, making it a bit more difficult. What led to the phase of play? Saka and Partey, I think, on the right-hand side actually kind of lost the ball. Benjamin White and Xhaka did well to earn the corner. Devil's advocate. Did Benjamin White need to boot it out for a corner? These are the things we need to do better as a football club, really. And again, I like the other goal, the last goal, because again, it's sustained pressure. Gabriel Jesus is alive. Obviously, initially, the first move breaks down. It falls to Tierney. Saka actually was here when the back line from Palace was outside their area. But when it's there, he's just hanging on the edge of the area. You don't follow runners, it's not going to happen. And what I like with Martinelli's goal, with Saka's too, is that, you know, more so the second goal, even though the first one Saka scored was good, is that man are arriving in this thing in the box. If you don't stand on the platform, you can't get on a train. Tierney's got an assist, and actually, whether it was Tierney, whether it was Benjamin White, whether it was Zinchenko, you saw the fullbacks involved quite a lot, really. So yeah, there was a lot to like. Obviously, he's laid Saka's put in the back of the net. We're laughing really and truly. The only thing we really could have improved in that game is keeping a clean sheet, really and truly. But as I said, I loved our roles of the fullbacks, whether it was Tierney's involvement off the bench, Benjamin White's involvement in a couple of the goals, Zinchenko's movement in a couple of the goals. Obviously, you know, it's nice to see. It's a standard day at the office from us, really and truly. So when you go and look at it from a statistical point of view, again, Saka's 10 goals and 10 assists. He's the first Arsenal player in double figures for both goals and assists in the Premier League this season, in the Premier League season, better yet, since Alexis Sanchez in 2016-17. He's the only player to have done so in the competition this year. Just getting better and better, isn't he? Just getting better and better. Just getting better and better. Don't forget, people, again, 3 p.m. we're going live again. Going to have some Arsenal supporters with me. I'm tired of waffling, offering my voice. So we'll ask them their thoughts. So yeah, big up Bakayo for that one. Arsenal have earned their 22nd Premier League win of the season, as many as they managed in the whole of last term, and the Gunners' most ever wins in their first 28 games of a league campaign. Again, we're going to miss Saliba. He has won possession in the defensive third more times than any other player in the Premier League this season with 206. We didn't have him. Holding did well, deputizing as well. You look at Benjamin White's first half, he did well. Where's his end game stats? I think I must have that somewhere. Saka is the youngest Arsenal player to score 10 plus goals and provide 10 plus assists in a single Premier League season, breaking Cesc Fabregas's record with a year to spare, people. Saka has now 13 goals across all comps this season, the most he's ever managed in a single season. And again, selected top flight European League leaders. You see what we're doing, really. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Again, Arsenal beat Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League for the first time since 2017-18 under Arsene Wenger. Arsenal have now equaled their Premier League points tally from last season, despite having 10 matches still to play this season. Tells you how mad last season was. Arsenal have now won 6 consecutive matches in the Premier League for the first time under Mikel Arteta. 4-2 against Villa, 1-0 against Leicester City, 4-0 against Everton, 3-2 against Bournemouth, 3-0 at last weekend against Fulham, technically the weekend before last, and obviously yesterday 4-1 against Crystal Palace. Again, if I'm micromanaging, should have been a clean sheet. Should have been a clean sheet and less dramatic, and also 2 set pieces. Villa is a crazy game, and it is what it is, but it should have been a lot better. And it's nice to see, you know, Tierney, Trossard, White, Saka getting assists, Martinelli, Saka ×2, and Xhaka getting involved. So it shows the multifunctional system we've got. And again, big up Saka, man. Every day he's doing something groundbreaking for Arsenal. Saka's got 12 goals and 10 assists in the league. Martinelli's got 13 goals, 2 assists. Certain man costs 100 million. Certain man are counting pre-assists over there in Germany. Certain man, you know, were on England duty asking Bukayo Saka how many goals he scored. I don't see anyone. If you come at the king, or Kings where Martinelli is, don't miss. We miss a penalty on Thursday, we get back right to it. We don't feel sorry for ourselves. Real Starboy stuff over here in North London. I don't know about them lot. But yeah, London derbies this year. We beaten Palace away from home. We beaten Fulham, beaten Brentford, smacked Spurs ×2, dealt with Chelsea, dealt with West Ham, dealt with Brentford. You know, VAR defeated us on the home fixture, dealt with Fulham respectfully, and obviously dealt with Palace again. Is, you know, big up all these clubs apart from the two London rivals. It's not our fault. We just run this city, man. It's light work. It's lovely to see. Apparently, Saka is the first English player to score 10 plus goals and provide 10 plus assists in the Premier League for Arsenal since Theo Walcott in 2012-13, people. So we're doing what we need to do. You know, but you have to hail up Benjamin White, because I did feel, looking at the game again, I think I would say Partey, Granit Xhaka. No, Partey was good, but Benjamin White, Xhaka, and Martinelli were the three from kickoff. Benjamin White got an assist, 9 final third passes, 4 long balls, 1 tackle, 3 interceptions, 6 recoveries, 3 clearances, won 2 of his duels, 1 aerial duel, 1 and wasn't dribbled past. So it was elements of a quiet day defensively, even though there was moments of Palace asking us questions, but standard day at the office. On paper, he's got better stats than K.